Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to do cytogenetic disorders. Just today we did Mendelian disorder. I hope you understood that. If there are any questions, you can ask me in the group. Okay. So cytogenetic disorders are also known as chromosomal disorders. Disorders in the chromosomes. So I'm going to tell you what are these disorders and what are the diseases which are seen with chromosomal disorders. A chromosomal disorder occurs when there is a change in the number or structure of the chromosome. As I've told you in the earlier lectures, that we have 22 pairs of autosomes and one pair of sex chromosome, which is XX in the case of female and XY in the case of male. So changes can be seen either in the autosomes or in the sex chromosome. The change in the amount or rearrangement of the genetic information in the cells may result in problems in growth, development, or in functioning of the body system. So, chromosomal disorder can bring a change either in the growth of the person, or in the development of that person, or in the functioning of the body system. Okay. Clinical cytogenetics is the study of chromosomes, their structure, and inheritance. Karyotype means chromosome constitution, 46XX or 46XY. Chromosomes are identified by their size, their position of the centromere, and their bending pattern. So, when we study the human chromosome, we can call it as clinical cytogenetic study. And karyotype is the chromosome constitution. And chromosomes are identified by their size, by the position of the centromere, and their banding pattern. So these are the normal pattern of chromosome which are seen in case of a male. X and Y are present here. The chromosome nomenclature. Short arms are labeled as P or petite arm, or long arms are labeled as Q or Q arm. Okay. Each chromosome is divided into regions. These regions are labeled as P1, P2, P3 in the short arm. And in the long arm, they are labeled as Q1, Q2, Q3, counting outwards from the centromere. Regions are divided into bands, and sub-bands are labeled as 11.1, 12.3, or 13.5, according to whatever band is present. They are read as 1.1, not 11.1. Okay, 1.1, not 11.1. Centromere is designated as CEN and telomere is denoted as TER. Okay, so this is normally how we are going to express the chromosome. So picture is showing us chromosome. Okay, you can see two chromatids together. This is the kinetochrome or centromere, and this is the long arm. These are the short arm. Okay, short arm and long arm. Short arm is designated as P, and long arm are designated as Q. This is a duplicated chromosome in a metaphase. Numerical abnormalities. Normal chromosome number is 46. As I've told you earlier, this is called euploid state. Euploid state or normal number of chromosome. Polyploidy. Polyploidy is the presence of more than two sets of homologous chromosome. Chromosome numbers like 3n or 4n, they are incompatible with life, generally results in spontaneous abortion. Aneuploidy. Aneuploidy is any chromosomal number that is not an example of multiple of haploid. For example, aneuploidy is 46, 47 chromosome or 45 chromosome. They are not an exact multiple of haploid number. Like they are not 46, they are not 48, but they are one number less than that. For either they are 47 or 45, that is called an aneuploidy. Any number of chromosomes that is not an exact multiple of haploid number is known as aneuploidy. And polyploidy, as I've told you, possession of more than two sets of homologous chromosomes. Chromosome numbers like 3n and 4n generally results in spontaneous abortion. So, as I told you in the first lecture, 50% of the abortions occur because of chromosomal abnormalities. So, I hope it is clear what is normal chromosome, euploid, polyploidy, which is the more than two sets of chromosome, and aneuploidy, which is not an exact duplicate of multiple of a haploid number. Sorry, not duplicate, but exact multiple of haploid number. Aneuploidy. Most common causes of non-disjunction of either a pair of homologous chromosome during meiosis 1 or failure of sister chromatids to separate during meiosis 2. So aneuploidy, which is not the exact multiple of haploid number, occurs because of non-disjunction of either a pair of homologous chromosome during meiosis 1 or failure of sister chromatids to separate during meiosis 2. The resultant gamete will have either one less chromosome or one extra chromosome. Okay, either one less chromosome is present or one extra chromosome is present. Fertilization of such gamete by normal gamete will result in zygote being either trisomic or monosomic. So when this kind of gamete is going to do fertilization, this is going to result in a zygote which have either one extra chromosome, which is known as trisomic, or 2n plus 1, or monosomic 2n minus 1. Monosomy is in autosomes is generally incompatible with life. Trisomy of certain autosomes and monosomy of 6 chromosomes is compatible with life. So monosomy, which is present in autosomes, is not going to be compatible with life. So these are fertilized eggs are going to get aborted. So trisomy of certain autosomes and monosomy of sex chromosome is compatible with life. Okay. So these are the numerical abnormalities. I've told you the normal is called euploid state, polyploidy is more number, aneuploidy is either one number less or one number extra. So I've told you that this results because of homologous chromosome during meiosis 1 or failure of sister chromatids to separate during meiosis 2. The resultant gamete will have either one less chromosome or one extra chromosome. As I've told you, the monosomy in autosome is generally incompatible with life, and trisomy of certain autosomes is compatible, and monosomy of 6 chromosome is compatible with life. Moisticism. This presence of 2 or more types of cell population in the same individual is known as moisticism. Why this occur? Post-zygotic mitotic non-disjunction will result in one trisomic and one monosomic daughter cell. The descendants of these cells will produce a mosaic. So mosaicism occurs because of the presence of two or more types of cells population in the same individual. Post-zygotic mitotic non-disjunction will result in one trisomic and one monosomic daughter cells, and the descendants of these cells will produce a mosaic pattern. Okay. So types of chromosomal abnormalities. There are two main types of chromosomal abnormalities, either numerical aberration, changes in the chromosome number, or structural aberration, which is changes in the chromosome structure. So if we are going to see the chromosomal abnormalities, these abnormalities are routinely done in fetuses to see whether the fetus is normal or not. Either we can see numerical aberration, that changes in the chromosome number is either more or less, or structural abnormalities are present in the chromosome. Okay. So structural aberration. Structural chromosome rearrangements are changes in the physical structure of the chromosome that may result in birth defects, mental retardation, increased risk of infertility or pregnancy loss. So when there are structural changes in the chromosome or structural chromosome rearrangement are changes in the physical structure of chromosome that may result in either birth defects, mental retardation, increased risk of infertility or pregnancy loss. Yes, Mahir Mahmood, you have raised your hand. You can unmute yourself. अपने आप को unmute कर लेते हो? Okay. Yes, you can ask your question. Hello. Mahir Mahmood, you can ask your question. Okay, if there's no question, that's fine. I'll continue with my lecture, or you can ask me later on. Okay, I'm again going to mute you and unmuting. Acha. Okay. If there are any questions, you can interrupt me and ask me. Okay. So I've told you structural aberration now due to chromosomal breakage or unequal crossing over. It results in either deletions of the chromosome, ring chromosome, duplications, translocations, insertions, inversions. Deletions, I've told you, when the one material is going to be lost, ring chromosome is formed because of the fusion of the chromosome. Duplication, they become duplicate. Translocation of the chromosome can also occur. Insertion, some material can come and get inserted, or inversion of the chromosome can occur. So these are the structural aberrations which are going to lead to either birth defects, mental retardation, increased risk of infertility or pregnancy loss. Okay. Deletions. What are deletions? Abnormalities in which a portion of chromosome or chromatin from a single chromosome is lost are called deletions. So this is a chromosome. If this part breaks, there is going to be deletion and rest of the chromosome will appear like this. These are terminal deletion. And interstitial deletions. Part of the chromosome is going to break and it is going to be lost. So this kind of known as interstitial deletions. Terminal deletions and interstitial deletions. Part of the chromosome which is lost either at the end or from the middle, they are called deletions of the chromosomes. Duplication. Duplications are unbalanced rearrangements that result in partial trisomy. Duplications are believed to result primarily from unequal crossing over, especially in the regions of genome where repeat sequences are formed. Direct duplication means this is going to get duplicated, double, and then there are deletions present as well. These are only going to be deletions, which is going to be lost. So duplication is our unbalanced rearrangement that results in partial trisomy. Okay. Translocation. Translocation involves breaks in two different chromosomes with an exchange of segments. In human, there are two major types of translocation, either reciprocal translocation or Robertsonian translocation. In reciprocal translocation, in which there is no visual loss of chromosome. So one part of the chromosome breaks down and gets attached to the other chromosome and this is the reciprocal translocation, and from there the material comes and attached to the other chromosome. This is called reciprocal translocation. Robertsonian translocation, in which the long arms of the two acrocentric chromosomes are joined with loss of two short arms. In Robertsonian translocation, in which the long arms of two adjacent chromosomes, they are joined together with the loss of short arms. So the reciprocal translocation and Robertsonian. In reciprocal translocation, there is going to be no visual loss, and one part of the chromosome gets detached. Sorry, one part of the chromosome here gets detached and gets attached to the other, and from here it gets detached and attached to the other part. So visually the chromosome appears to be normal, but they are having the parts from the other chromosome. This is called reciprocal. कि उसने अभी अपना मटेरियल दे दिया दूसरे क्रोमोसोम को और दूसरे क्रोमोसोम ने उसका ले लिया. So this is called a reciprocal translocation. In Robertsonian translocation, both short arms are going to be lost and two long arms are going to be combined together. So there is going to be Robertsonian translocation. Okay, short arms are lost and two long arms of different chromosomes fused together to form Robertsonian translocation. Inversions. Inversions are formed by two breaks into the same chromosome with exchange of the two ends. Inversions are what? They are formed by two breaks in the same chromosome with exchange of the two ends, types pericentric inversion and paracentric inversion. Paracentric inversion chromosome is formed when both breaks occur in the same arm, and therefore the centromere is not included in the inverted segment. Paracentric and pericentric. In paracentric, chromosome is formed when both breaks occur in the same arm, and therefore the centromere is not included in the inverted segment. And in pericentric, chromosome in which one break occurs in each arm of the chromosome, and thus the centromere is included in the inverted segment. So these are the paracentric and pericentric chromosomal abrasion. So I have told you what's deletion, what's duplication. Deletion is losing part of the chromosome. Duplication is when the chromosome becomes duplicated. Translocations are of two types: reciprocal translocation, in which two chromosomes are going to exchange their material between themselves. In Robertsonian translocation, two long arms are going to be fused of different chromosomes and two short arms are going to be lost. Okay, so this is reciprocal and Robertsonian translocation. Inversion is of two types: pericentric inversion and paracentric inversion. Okay, so this is the translocation, balanced reciprocal translocation. Material is going to be lost from here and one from here. So this material is going to join here and this material is going to join here. So this is called a balanced translocation. In the Robertsonian translocation, both short arms are going to be lost and those two long arms are going to be fused together to form a new chromosome. This is called the Robertsonian translocation. Isochromosome. This is the isochromosome deletion. The part of the chromosome is going to be lost. And inversion is paracentric and pericentric. As I've told you, अगर दोनों इधर से lost होते हैं one chromatid से, this is called paracentric. In pericentric, one part is lost from one end and one part is lost from other end. So they reciprocate and they exchange between themselves. So this is called pericentric. And ring chromosome, when the whole chromosome gets fused and form a ring, this is called the ring chromosome. I hope all this is clear. Numerical aberration. Numerical aberration represent a significant proportion of chromosomal changes found in humans. Constitutive, present in all cells due to meiosis. Mosaic, present in some cells due to mitosis. They represent a single significant cause of pregnancy loss as well as abnormalities found in live birth. So those were the structural aberration. Okay. Now we are going to see what are numerical changes which can occur. Numerical aberration or numerical changes which can occur in the chromosome. So in numerical aberration, numerical aberration represent a significant proportion of chromosomal changes found in human. They can be called constitutive, present in all cells due to meiosis, or mosaic, present in some cells due to mitosis. They represent a significant cause of pregnancy loss as well as abnormalities found in the live birth. Obviously, when there is numerical aberration, that part of the chromosome is lost and that genetic material is not going to be going into the daughter cell. So that is going to lead to either loss of pregnancy or changes during abnormalities during live birth are seen. General features of cytogenetic disorders. What are general features? Associated with absence, excess, or abnormal rearrangement of chromosomes. Loss of genetic material produces more severe defects than does gain. Abnormalities of sex chromosome generally tolerated better than those of autosomes. So general features of cytogenetic disorders are, these are associated either with absence, excess, or abnormal rearrangement of chromosome, as I've already told you. Loss of genetic material produces more severe defects than does gain. If the person is going to lose genetic material, the defects are more as compared to when that chromosome gains some material. Okay? Abnormalities of sex chromosome are generally more tolerated than those of autosome. Cytogenetic disorders involving autosome. We have two types. There are many cytogenetic disorders, but important ones are, which are involving autosomes, are Down syndrome, which is trisomy 21, Peteau syndrome, which is trisomy 13, DiGeorge and Widow-Cardiofacial syndrome, in which deletions of gene at chromosome locus 22q11.2 gives rise to malformation affecting the heart, face, thymus, and parathyroid. So I'm going to discuss this, and then we are going to do the trisomy in sex chromosome. So Down syndrome or trisomy 21. Trisomy 21 or Down syndrome is most common chromosomal disorder and a major cause of mental retardation. Down syndrome is a chromosomal abnormality which is characterized by the presence of an extra copy of genetic material on the 21st chromosome. So there are three chromosomes in chromosome 21. Instead of two, there are three chromosomes. Trisomy 21 is mostly caused by meiotic non-disjunction in this event. So Down syndrome is a syndrome in which you are going to see trisomy in chromosome 21, and this is a major cause of mental retardation. The most important cause why it occurs is because of the meiotic non-disjunction at this event. Okay, with non-disjunction, a gamete or a sperm or egg, with non-disjunction, a gamete, a sperm or an egg cell is produced with an extra copy of chromosome 21. The gamete thus is 24 chromosomes. Okay. When combined with a normal gamete from the other parent, the embryo now has 47 chromosomes with 3 copies of chromosome 21. Okay. So gamete, instead of having 23 chromosome, is going to have 24 chromosome. Either it's going to be a sperm or an egg. Okay. When it is combined with a normal gamete from the other parent, the embryo has 1 extra chromosome or 47 chromosomes with 3 copies of chromosome 21. About 4% of cases are due to Robertsonian translocations. Robertsonian translocation, I've told you, when two long arms are fused together, they are called Robertsonian translocation. Maternal age has a strong influence on this incidence. Mostly it occurs in the elderly females. So that is a strong indication for the trisomy 21. Some features of Down syndrome are mental retardation, epicentric fold, or oblique palpebral fissure, Simon crease, hypotonia, Stendhal gap, umbilical hernia. So these are the features of Down syndrome. Okay. Mental retardation is the most important one of that. In the Down syndrome, this is the child which is showing growth failure, mental retardation, flat back of the head, abnormal ears, many loops of fingertips, palm creases, facial skin ridges patterns are seen, unilateral, bilateral absence of one rib can be present, intestinal blockage can occur, umbilical hernia can occur, abnormal pelvis, diminished muscle tone. So person is going to be present with broad flat face, slanting eyes, epicanthic eye folds, short nose, short and broad hands, small and arched palate, big wrinkled tongue, dental abnormalities, congenital heart disease, enlarged colon, big toes, widely spaced. So these are the features of Down syndrome, and it is because of trisomy 21. Or this can be asked as a viva question. Okay. So Peteau syndrome. In Peteau syndrome, there is going to be trisomy in the chromosome 13. Microphthalmia, polydactyly means many fingers, cardiac defects, umbilical hernia, renal defects, rocket bottom feet, microcephaly, and mental retardation. These are the signs and symptoms of Peteau syndrome. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Next is the DiGeorge villocardial facial syndrome. In this syndrome, there is deletion of genes at chromosome locus 22q11.2. It gives rise to malformations affecting the heart, face, thymus, and parathyroid. In DiGeorge syndrome, thymic hypoplasia with diminished T cell immunity and parathyroid hypoplasia and hypocalcemia are seen. So in DiGeorge syndrome, thymic hypoplasia. Hypoplasia means decrease in the size of thymus is seen with less number of T cells, as immunity in these patients are going to be decreased. Parathyroid hypoplasia. Parathyroid gland, they regulate calcium level. They are also decreased in size and resulting in hypocalcemia. Villocardial syndrome, congenital heart disease involving outflow tracts, facial dysmorphism, and developmental delay are seen in villocardial syndrome, and both of these occur because of deletions of gene at chromosome locus 22q11.2. Okay, so these are the cytogenetic disorder involving the autosomes. These are involving autosome in which come Down syndrome, Peteau syndrome, DiGeorge, and villocardial syndrome. I hope everything is clear. If there are any questions, you can raise your hand now, or you can ask me now, or you can send me in your WhatsApp group. Okay. Next is the cytogenetic disorder involving the sex chromosome. Okay. Klinefelter syndrome. In Klinefelter syndrome, this is defined as a male hypogonadism. It develops when there are at least 2 X chromosomes and 1 or more Y chromosomes. Usual karyotype is 46XXY. The extra X may be maternal or paternal. So in Klinefelter syndrome, which is because of the disorder in sex chromosome, it is defined as male hypogonadism, develops when there are at least 2 X chromosomes and 1 or more Y chromosome. Usual karyotype is 46XXY. The extra X may be maternal or paternal. One of the most common causes of hypogonadism in the males is the Klinefelter syndrome. The mean IQ is somewhat lower than the normal, but mental retardation is uncommon in Klinefelter syndrome. Clinical manifestation of Klinefelter syndrome: increase in the body length between soles and the pubis, reduced facial body and pubic hair, gynecomastia can be present, testicular atrophy can be present, infertility, and mild mental retardation. These are all the clinical manifestation of Klinefelter syndrome. Next is the Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is primary hypogonadism in phenotypic females. It results from a partial or complete monosomy of the X chromosome. Turner syndrome is seen as a phenotypic abnormality in females, results from the partial or complete monosomy of X chromosome. Most common causes absence of one X chromosome. Less commonly, mosaicism or deletions on the short arm of X chromosome is seen. Either there is only one X chromosome, or there can be mosaicism or deletions in the short arm of one of the X chromosomes. Okay, so this is the Turner syndrome. Incidence is 1 in 30,000 female births. Karyotype is 45X. Defective second X, chromosome 45X or IXQ, or 46XXQ or 46XXP. So these can be defects which can be seen in the karyotyping. Mosaic type is 45X, 46XX. The person is going to have a short stature, lower posterior hairline, webbing of neck, coarctation of aorta, broad chest and widely spaced nipples can be present. Pigmented nevus are present. Nevi, are small brown spots which are the benign melanocytic tumors which you are going to study in your fourth year. Peripheral lymph edema at the birth is present. Streak ovaries. Ovaries are just streaks, and infertility and amenorrhea is present. Cubitus valgus, coarctation of aorta, and short stature. These are seen in Turner syndrome, and it is because of the loss of one X chromosome, or there is loss of only short arm of the X chromosome. Okay, so these are the features which we are seeing in the cytogenetic disorders involving sex chromosome. Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. Okay, Klinefelter is mostly seen in men, and Turner syndrome is seen in females. Okay, so we are still left with 10 minutes. I'm going to, I was left with some portion of the last lecture yesterday, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, excuse me. एक दूसरा lecture खोल के जरा share कर. कल वाला जो था ना, cytogenetic 2 वाला, 2 वाला कौन सी mutations है ना, 2 वाला कौन गया और है नीचे Mendelian disorders, ये था उसको शेयर करते हैं. Okay. Yesterday we did Mendelian disorders, but what was left, I'm going to cover it now quickly. Okay. So nothing is going to be left. I'm going to upload these lectures in your LMS as well. So I told you disorders associated defects in structural proteins and types of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. We did up till here. Then there are disorders associated with defects in receptor proteins. Familial hypercholesterolemia. I gave you this example that there is going to be increase in cholesterol level and it runs in families because of receptor defects of low density lipoprotein receptor. So familial hypercholesterolemia is a receptor disease that is a consequence of a mutation in gene encoding the receptor for LDL or low density lipoprotein receptor, which is involved in transportation and metabolism of cholesterol. So these people are at increased risk of development of premature atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis you are going to study in detail in your fourth year. So hypercholesterolemia is one of the most frequent occurring Mendelian disorder. Patients who have this disorder can also can develop tenderness and skin xanthomas. Tendons and skin xanthomas का ये मतलब है कि in the tendons and underneath the skin there will be collection of these uh, fat cells which are present in the form of yellowish pigment. Okay, they can also have coronary, cerebral, and peripheral vascular atherosclerosis. Myocardial infarction is very common at an earlier age by the age of 20. Otherwise, it is a disease of middle to older age group. Then diseases which are associated or disorders which are associated with defects in enzyme. Lysosomal storage disease. Lysosomes are key components of intracellular digestive tract. They contain hydrolytic enzymes. Lysosomal enzyme catalyze the variety of complex molecules. So the disorders which are affected by Mendelian disorders are defects in protein receptor, which I've told you, LDL receptor. Next is the disorders or defects which are fit with the enzymes, which are called lysosomal storage disease. An inherited deficiency of functional lysosomal enzyme gives rise to catabolism of substrate is incomplete, leading to partially degraded insoluble metabolic products within the lysosomes. Lysosomes are present within the cells. So the lysosomal storage diseases, because when these products are not going to be enzymatically digested, lysosomes are going to have the storage of these products, leading to primary accumulation in the organs. They can accumulate in the liver, in the myocardium, or elsewhere. Okay, lysosomes become large and numerous and interfere with the cell function. Impaired autophagy gives rise to secondary accumulation, which affects the mitochondria as well. So in the lysosomal storage disorder, we have Tay-Sachs disease, Niemann-Pick disease type 1 and 2, and then we have Gaucher's disease. Okay. So I'm going to explain one by one these diseases. They can come as your short notes in your or small SQ questions as well. Okay. So in Tay-Sachs disease, which is caused by an inability to metabolize GM2 ganglionosidase due to lack of alpha subunit of lysosomal hexosaminidase. GM2 gangliosidase accumulate in the central nervous system, leading to severe mental retardation, blindness, motor weakness, and death by 2 to 3 years. So in Tay-Sachs disease, the patient has an inability to metabolize GM2 gangliosidases because they do not have alpha subunit of lysosomal enzyme hexosaminidase. Because of this, GM2 gangliosidase accumulate in the central nervous system, which can lead to mental retardation. Patient can become blind, or can be motor weakness, and death occurs by 2 to 3 years. Next is the Niemann-Pick disease. Niemann-Pick disease out of two types, type A and type B. They are caused by deficiency of sphingomyelinase in more severe Type A, accumulation of sphingomyelin occurs in central nervous system resulting in neuronal damage. Yes, Rebel Malik, you are raising your hands. You can ask your question. Any question? Okay. So in the Niemann-Pick disease, there are two types, A and B. Type A is more severe because there is accumulation of sphingomyelin in central nervous system, which also results in neuronal damage. Lipid is also stored in phagocytes in the liver, spleen, bone marrow, and lymph nodes, leading to their enlargement. In type B, neuronal damage is not present. So Niemann-Pick disease, because of the deficiency of sphingomyelinase, sphingomyelin accumulates in the central nervous system. In type A, it leads to neuronal damage, and there is also accumulation of lipid in phagocytes in liver, spleen, bone marrow, and lymph nodes which become enlarged. In type 2B, neuronal damage is not present. So this is the microscopic appearance of Niemann-Pick disease. You can see accumulation of sphingomyelin, and this is going to be purple in color, which is present within the cytoplasm or lysosome of these cells. Type A, B, and C sphingomyelin buildup, meses splenomegaly occurs. Also, it is seen in Ashkenazi Jews, often fatal in early life. CNS involvement because of neuronal damage, organomegaly because of accumulation of fat, as I've already told you. In the Niemann-Pick disease type 3, it is caused by defect in the cholesterol transport, and resultant accumulation of cholesterol and ganglionides occur in the central nervous system. Affected children exhibit ataxia, dysarthria, and psychomotor regression. Okay, so we have three types of Niemann-Pick diseases: Niemann-Pick disease type A, B, and Niemann-Pick disease type 3, which is caused by defect in cholesterol transport and resultant accumulation of cholesterol and gangliosides in the central nervous system. Where the children get affected, they exhibit ataxia, abnormal gait, dysarthria, they cannot talk properly, and psychomotor regression is seen in these individuals. Next is the Gaucher's disease. Gaucher's disease results from lack of glucocerebrosidase and accumulation of glucocerebroside in mononuclear phagocyte cells. In type 1 variant, affected phagocytes become enlarged, they become Gaucher's cells and accumulate in the liver, spleen, and bone marrow, causing hepatosplenomegaly and bone erosion. Type 2 and 3 have neuronal involvement. Okay, so in the Gaucher disease is again of three types: type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1 is because of enlargement of the spleen, bone marrow, causing hepatosplenomegaly and bone lesion, and there is accumulation of glucocerebroside in mononuclear phagocyte system in the spleen, bone marrow, and in the liver. Type 2 and 3 have neuronal involvement. Mucopolysaccharidosis is called Hurler and Hunter syndrome. Okay, these are also seen in the lysosomal storage disorder. This is the Gaucher cells. Gaucher cells appear very large, big, because of accumulation of cerebrocytes. Because of accumulation of cerebrocytes, there is a lot of accumulation. They become large and pink in color. Glucocerebroside buildup, 99% are type 1. No CNS involvement is seen. All macrophages in liver, spleen, and bone marrow show appearance of glucocerebroside accumulation, and they enlarge, and they are known as Gaucher cells. And microscopically, they appear as have a tissue paper consistency, which can be seen in the microscopic examination. Glycogen storage diseases are again of many types, at least 10 types. Type 2 is Pompe disease, Van Gogh disease, McArdle disease, most studied and discussed and referred to. And storage sites in these diseases are liver, muscle, and heart. Sphingolipidosis. Sphingolipidosis is, as I've told you, Tay-Sachs disease. Gangliosides are accumulated, seen in Ashkenazi Jews. CNS neurons are at the site of accumulation. Cherry red spot in the macula is seen. Macula, this area, cherry red spot can be seen, and they can be gangliosides accumulated in the central nervous system. Okay, so this finishes the yesterday's lecture as well. The time is over. If you have any question, you can ask me now, because before starting the next lecture, or you can send me in your WhatsApp group. So, is there any question about these three lectures which I've done with you for genetics? Yes or no? Okay, so I'll have 2 more lectures tomorrow, and that is going to finish the genetics. And then Dr. Iram or Dr. Kamal will take over, and they'll start with the revision classes. Okay? Any questions? Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. इनको अपलोड करें या पहले से?
जी वो ना हम नहीं करते,
हाँ।
लेकिन जो ये